live right now at 8 o'clock in Scottsdale. People are protesting against migrant families staying in a hotel.
Yeah, ICE has a contract with the place to use this as a temporary emergency shelters for immigrants to stay in during their processing. But that setup, it's bothering a lot of people. Spencer Blake was out in the middle of this protest that was happening this evening. Spencer, what's happening tonight?
Well, Yetta, there are not many of those protesters left, but there were probably a couple hundred of them earlier today. Now, even though ICE says that this hotel is used to house intact migrant families who are seeking political asylum, a lot of these protesters say they want them somewhere else. Over the weekend, Immigration and Customs Enforcement told the city of Scottsdale it would be using this hotel to house immigrant families on a short-term emergency basis. But it bothers some people in Scottsdale.
We shouldn't be letting them come in the country in the first place.
ICE says this is part of an $87 million contract with the nonprofit Endeavors, which will last through September 30th, though the hotel rooms are intended to house people for 72 hours or less. Most immigrants will then move on to families or hosts, many of them out of state, while they await a court date.
Do we know that they all have sponsors? Do we know that they have a place to go? And do we know that they're actually going to show up for their court date? Or they're just released and they're on their own?
Attorney General Mark Brnovich wrote a letter to the hotel asking it not to act as what he calls a detention center. He says it poses a risk to public safety because the hotel is right next to apartments and a high school.
So why can't we fit all these people into a government facility? Why are their hotels being spread everywhere with these people in them?
But ICE says the housing is consistent with the law for the safety and well-being of children and their parents, who also get meals, access to medical attention, and transportation to their next stop. Some protesters say those migrants are cutting in line.
We have veterans that are living on the street, and these people get meals catered and they get everything.
The city of Scottsdale released a statement pointing out that immigration is a federal issue and encouraging people to express their concerns with congressional delegates. Now, an ICE spokesperson also wrote in a statement that the border is not open and that people are still being turned away under CDC authority right now. And it's also important to note that the immigrants staying here at this hotel are not in any way getting fast-tracked to citizenship or anything like that. It's simply a place where they are staying while ICE works on legal proceedings. Live in Scottsdale, Spencer Blake for Arizona's Family.